There's a reason why I put my best foot forward. Been fighting for too hard for far too long. Always getting beat up on this road called life. I'm trying to figure out where I belong. Lost in my own head, the doubts keep on coming. My heart beats faster.
Welcome back to One Piece of Me, and today I have special guest Jimmy Bertram. Welcome to the show again. So happy that you came back to join us. And of course, Devin Merchant is behind the scenes, our very impressive cameraman for the last 9 months. We're all just continuing to grow in the One Piece world, learn and absorb as much as we can about it, and nerd out over everything that has to do with it. So today is one of those episodes where I had invited Jimmy and everybody to come over. We were taking the episodes in groups of 10 or in groups of arcs to talk about the characters that we saw. We were at Skypiea, and I just started to think to myself, you know, One Piece of Me is changing and growing and moving all the time, and changing directions anytime I really want to is something that I can do as well. So instead of talking about those episodes today, instead of doing the whole Skypiea thing, we're gonna actually, since we have a box of OP03 in Japanese, and a lot of these cards came out around the time in English when I started to get into the game and playing and collecting, as did the Big Mom Pirates deck. That was the starter deck that came out. I bought, you know, 2 of these for like $20 a piece. Cost me $40 to get into this game. And then during that time, I learned a lot about Yellow, learned about these cards, didn't know who some of these characters were. We were just talking about that. But right now, I'm currently not on Skypiea anymore. I'm at Whole Cake Island, which is perfect for this episode to be talking about some of those characters, that starter deck, how it's still strong right now, and get Jimmy's take on it as well, because we're playing in locals and regionals is in 2 weeks. So we've got some strong characters that have just come out.
Yes.
Some of those characters are still running strong right now from OP03.
Yes, because a lot of the support in every set, there's always good support for the strong leaders that have kept being strong since they came out.
Yeah, and Yellow seems to be a very strong color. It does manipulate life and have life manipulation, which, if you don't know, and now you will know, is that Big Mom's whole thing is all about pulling life. She's one of the emperors of the sea. She's pulling life out of people, and she is a beast to be reckoned with for sure. Whole Cake Island is about all of her family, and she has, like, I don't know, 100 kids? Do you know any of them at all?
I know a good amount of her kids. It's just that she has a lot of kids.
And we know that because we've seen a lot of the cards.
Yes, but also it's just like what her dream is in One Piece.
Yeah, true.
But it's also the motives she uses to have these kids is a bit progressively
beast mode like.
Yeah.
She's Big Mom. I love the iconic mama. Mama. When I saw that come out, I was like, oh my gosh, the fans are dying right now. Because now it's in my head. So I'm going through life like, mama. But she's definitely, like I said, not being, you know, happy with everybody that's come to Whole Cake Island to destroy it. And that was, of course, Luffy's goal to eventually go after her. When you get to this Whole Cake Island, it is incredibly fantastical, and I don't know if you know this, but it was inspired by a lot of Alice in Wonderland. The whole tea party, the crazy, all of the sweets, all of the desserts. It's exactly as though you're imagining it to be. It seems to be an arc of gluttony.
Some of the characters too.
The characters are all relatives of Big Mom. They're all like, you know, 1st, 2nd, 3rd daughters, 4th sons, 38th daughter of the 2nd princess of whatever. It goes on and on. So I did want to just talk a little bit, like I said.
Are they interbreeding with the Habsburgs or something?
So basically, Big Mom kind of just force breeds with everything to have, like, basically a kid of every single race.
Yeah.
That's
She's on a mission.
she's on a mission. Yes.
Yes. And she has a backstory too, Devin, and everybody out there who's watching. So that's the thing, is like you go back to the backstories and you're like, oh man, what happened to this kid? Well, you know, we go back to the backstories and we know what happened.
Yeah.
And that's how somebody creates a dream.
I don't know if it's the same kind of dream you would create off of what happened in your childhood. But
True.
Sounds more like a fetish.
It's definitely, yeah. Well, you know, that's funny that we're talking a little bit about that part right now, because there is a part of the backstory when, you know, towards the end of what I've seen so far, and maybe I haven't seen that flashback yet based upon where I'm at, because I am, I think, almost to the end of Whole Cake based upon what we were talking about. Episode 860 something, 67, 68, something like that, where, you know, they've come out of the mirror and they're running for the Sunny and, you know, trying to get away. Big Mom is after them. Big Mom is a big lady who loves to eat. She gets hunger cravings and hunger pains. And when a hunger pain hits her, it's kind of like the whole Chopper thing, when Chopper got all big and he was like, I can't control it, I'm just gonna destroy everything, nothing can stop me. So she has to get the flavor that's in her mouth, otherwise nothing can stop it. She'll destroy everything in her mouth.
yes.
So I'm at that part where I think she's about to get this wedding cake that she's been wanting for this whole arc. And the arc is, you know, a crazy situation, but one of your favorite characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Sanji a lot.
Sanji's so great. I love Sanji a lot too. So does another character in the show. I don't know, it's like a love-hate now that I'm at the end part of it, but another great character and great card too, because she's really shiny and pretty and very cute.
Talk about pudding.
A Charlotte Pudding! We've got so many Charlottes. We've got Charlotte Pudding, Charlotte Smoothie, Charlotte Katakuri,
Parosparrow.
Matador, Charlotte Brulee. Charlotte Brulee is really important in this arc.
Yes.
She's a fun character.
She is a fun character. Like, you learn to dislike Brulee as you watch the show, and then
Yeah.
you kind of just feel bad for her the entire time, because she's just trying to protect, like, her brothers, and then she just gets put into this situation
She's
where it's
getting
like,
used.
yeah, basically, she's like, bro, why?
Poor Charlotte Brulee. You know, before I knew what her character was, the only thing she ever was to me was a 3-cost blocker. I was like, man, she's a cheap blocker is what she is. Easily on the board, easily removed. I think there's a KO power, I don't remember, but yeah, for sure. Lots of, like I said, the sons and daughters, Charlotte, I don't remember all of them, but I did write some of them down actually in my notes. So a lot of those characters that we saw in Whole Cake Island are in this box, which we'll open together, and that will be a lot of fun to do. But I was looking at like a list of some of the Charlotte kids, and it's Snack, Oven, Praline, Parosparrow, Smoothie, Cracker. Remember Charlotte Cracker? So, okay, Charlotte Cracker was basically a 4-cost card with a beautiful artwork, right? His alt art is gorgeous. And it gets double attack, right?
It gets double attack if you're at less life, and you have a Dawn under it.
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting what I was seeing with this character when it came on the scene to fight against Luffy, but I was really impressed and loved it. There's Flampe,
Yes.
Lola is one. Compote, Monde, Charlotte Amande, I think, is in one of these boxes.
That's in the next set.
Yeah,
Set
Charlotte
box.
Opera,
Opera is in this box.
Custard.
We don't have a custard card yet.
And I think one of the most powerful Charlotte children was actually a character called Mondor.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an interesting thing too, that Mondor was like one of their strongest characters, or more considered one of the most powerful ones, because he was like putting everybody in books.
He puts everyone in his book. It's a very underutilized character that, from what I've learned throughout like watching everything past Whole Cake,
Yeah.
it's just like this character could have been so much more in terms of using his devil fruit power.
Yeah.
But just kind of, you can't just make everyone broken. Like, you kind of just have to have sideline characters that use the fruit for what it is.
For sure.
Like, for what I've seen in like cover stories, because that's the thing, like a lot of people don't know from like only watching the anime, is just that while like reading like even like later arcs, Oda will have they're called cover stories, where at the very start of like a page before like the chapter starts, it's like what's going on here and like what happened.
Oh.
So like even now.
So a little bit like at the end of the episodes, you see a little bit about what's about to, like the preview for what might, to be
Yes, but
continued, what's coming.
it's events that are happening that you just wouldn't know are happening if you're only reading the anime or watching
the anime. Okay.
Like
I get it.
the whole what happened to CP9 after Water 7. You have a cover
Water 7's
story.
in that box too.
You have a cover story. Like I think it's like over the course of like 30 chapters where it's just like one page each. It's just like, oh, this is what happened, and then next chapter happens, oh, this is what happened next. So like for example, like everything after Water 7 would happen with CP9 you'll see in a cover story. As like say something like, I don't know, like Dressrosa is happening in the manga, you'll see the cover story for what happened after Water 7.
Gotcha.
Stuff like that.
Gotcha. So that's kind of a cool, different way of everybody having the experience too.
Yeah.
Definitely awesome. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving all the powers that everybody has. Everybody's a lot stronger. Of course, there's lots of fight scenes, lots of eating going on, which makes me hungry during Whole Cake Island, and I'm looking forward to finding out what's next, obviously, from here, and what happens to Big Mom, and where they go. But I thought it would be fun since, like I said, I was at Whole Cake Island. So one piece of me, I'm at Whole Cake Island, and Jimmy loves Sanji. And how did we get to Whole Cake Island? Go ahead, tell everybody what happened to Sanji.
Basically, after Dressrosa, everyone was supposed to meet up at Zoe, and then Luffy and the crew kind of split up in terms of like two teams. Obviously, like the team of like I think it was like Sanji, Brook, Nami,
Chopper.
I
think that was it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They all went to Zoe. Then what happened on Zoe was like fire tank pirates pull up.
Yep. Beige. I've been calling him Beige.
I call him Capone just because it's easier.
Yeah.
The whole Al Capone.
He has the whole Al Capone.
He has the whole Al Capone look.
He's such a gangster. He's
literally a gangster that just has mafia men on him. He's always on business.
But he's a new generation pirate like Luffy.
Yes, and then
tough
throughout the entire like kind of stretch between Sabaody and now, it's okay, the new generation notices, okay, these emperors are really strong, and sometimes you just can't fight them. Like, you have to go about other ways to live in the new world.
Yeah, so, allies.
Yeah, so you
friends,
have Capone.
Getting more friends.
Capone had the ally with the Big Mom Pirates.
Yep.
In order to just do whatever he's trying to do.
Right.
And he pulls up on Zoe and says, hey, Germa, who's also allied with the Big Mom Pirates, sent me to take Sanji, and basically, you're gonna get married. Alright, Sanji has to get married.
And you would think he would be happy about this.
He would, but then when you mention Germa to Sanji, that kind of rubs him the wrong way.
Yep.
And then you just have no other context of what's going on. It's just like, we're taking you. If not, we're gonna come and just destroy this country.
Yeah, they were gonna destroy Zoe herself.
Yeah. So Sanji went along with Beige, and now has to interact with his family again. And there's just a lot of conflict that you wouldn't know when you first meet Sanji. Like, Sanji has a lot more character than what you're initially given.
Yeah.
The whole Baratier Zeph thing.
Yes. We came into Sanji's life, obviously, while he was a little bit older. And we caught some of his backstory, but it wasn't far enough back.
Right.
So that's why now with the new set that just came out, OP05, wasn't it 05 heavy in Germa?
6.
6 was heavy in Germa?
Yes, we got the whole Germa deck.
Yeah, so in this one, there's no Germa at all.
There's not. This
is a lot of
focused more
Charlotte,
on Whole Cake Island and
Whole Cake Island, Warlords. I mean, not Warlords. Yeah, is there Warlords in there?
So Warlords, I don't think.
Water 7, that's what I'm thinking. Water 7,
yeah,
I knew it was
got
a
the
W.
whole iceberg deck, utilizing a lot of Water 7 stuff.
There was even some Fishman Island.
Yes, a lot of some support for like Arlong now that Yellow started becoming a thing.
So basically, Sanji's in this like arranged marriage with Charlotte Pudding. Charlotte Pudding's adorable, so of course anybody would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Then finds out, I gotta make use of my family over...
He's a pawn.
He's a pawn in his family, unfortunately.
Yep. And Germa is kind of like superheroes all around the world. Not in a good guy way, though, according to them they are, but
It's like
they've got a secret
stories.
thing going on, too, like with their army and everything. Let's not give too many spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
But Germa's kind of like this superhero, good guy, bad guy, man-made but altered family. And Sanji is obviously kind of like the celestial dragons, just wants to forget about it, doesn't want to know anything about it, doesn't want to have any connection with it, and he's, of course, in friend mode trying to protect his crew. Because he doesn't want them to get hurt, he needs to go back in time to deal with his family dynamics.
Yes.
That's basically what that's all about. And how everybody gets there is obviously going after Sanji. They can't live without him, and of course Luffy is not going to live without him. So that's how everybody gets there. And then, of course, it takes on a very whimsical kind of way, because there's different islands, which is interesting too. Like, one is all about nuts, one is all about cakes, or one is all about chocolate. So everybody's all around there, and there's lots of alliances, like you said, going on behind the scenes. Veggie is alliance with Big Mom, but then he alliances with Luffy, and it's kind of an interesting thing how Veggie's even connected with the Big Mom pirates because of the daughter, and I can't remember, was it Charlotte Chiffon, right?
Yeah.
Because she's the sister of
Lola.
So Lola's in some of Water 7. Wasn't it Water 7?
Lola was in Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark. That's right. She was originally like this rhinoceros pig, or like this rhinoceros pig or something. And when she was transformed back,
When she got her soul back, her shadow. She turned back into her regular self.
Yep, and she was a Big Mom pirate daughter.
Yes, very looked down upon by her family.
Yep. And we find out why, actually, on Whole Cake Island as well.
Yes.
Now, do you remember what saves Nami at some point in time in the show? Something that goes back to that time at Thriller Bark
Talk about on Thriller Bark?
On Thriller Bark, something happens with Nami and Lola. And now in Whole Cake Island, Nami has like this thing.
Yeah.
And she's using it.
Yeah, she's... What, you want me to say it?
Yeah, go for it.
Lola gave her the Vivre card of Big Mom.
That's right.
So now anytime...
Like waving it around.
She has an ego now, because anytime someone tries to pull up on Nami, they just feel like the conquerors of Big Mom, and they just start cowering.
Yeah.
Like, you can't oppose the hockey of Big Mom.
It's pretty exciting. There's a lot going on. We see the fight between Luffy and Charlotte Katakuri. And Charlotte Katakuri is one of the cards that's really valuable also in here, and that we'll see in OPO3 when we start to open it soon. But I didn't see that coming, and that was a lot. And that was a big fight.
It is a big fight. Have you gotten to the fight?
I believe I might be past the fight, because, like I said, Sanji has come into action and grabbed Luffy from the whole.
Okay, you're about to get to that fight.
And they're heading back to the ship. So, unless, again, gotta see the fight. Can't tell you how it ends, only because you're gonna be watching like 50 episodes of this fight, at least.
It's
at least of the Katakuri Luffy fight. But
it's on record as the longest anime fight.
Oh my gosh! I started thinking, there's been some long fights, but I've been okay with them. It kind of keeps you in the moment and the drama of everything going on.
Longer than Goku and Frieza?
Yes, longer than Goku versus Frieza.
I don't know what you're talking about with that.
Goku versus Frieza was on record the longest anime fight for so long, and now it's Dragon Ball Z, and now
it's like one of the first big,
probably one of the most iconic fights in all of anime.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Goku versus Frieza, but Goku versus Frieza lasted so long.
It's the fate of a whole planet is at stake.
Oh, all right.
And it's kind of a meme because
one piece of another Japanese anime.
Yeah, it's kind of a meme because like in universe, it's supposed to be like there's like a 5-minute countdown.
Right, it's like time moves so slow in anime.
Okay.
But they're fighting for like 20-something episodes or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think the Katakuri fight is like 24, 28 episodes long.
Oh wow, so he has the number. Hey, do you know how old Big Mom is?
Big Mom is like...
If you're gonna guess?
If I'm gonna guess based off what I know, based on like how she looked back on the Rocks days.
On the Rocks days.
Back when she was a part of a different crew.
Where she got orphaned and the whole
I'm not
thing.
talking about that. I'm talking about when she was an adult.
Okay, all right.
Adult Big Mom. Everyone loves Adult Big Mom. And then she didn't age well. But I'm trying to think. Because it's all back. Starring God.
I hope Jimmy gets this right because I have something in the treasure box that I want to gift to him.
I want to say she's like in her 70s or 80s.
Wah, wah, wah,
Cut.
wah, wah, wah.
Just based off of what I'm trying to think
70s
of.
or 80s. Okay, so you're shooting a little too high there.
Am I?
Yeah.
She like, okay, because I didn't know how old she was at current
Yeah.
time.
She
It's
almost
just
has she almost has the exact same number of kids as she is old. But I believe she's had multiples.
Okay, so
There
if I'm
might have been
shooting
some
too
time in between.
So if I'm being a little more
Craving for husbands.
realistic,
She's got like 40-something husbands. I think that's 40-something is the number. If you know, comment. And thank you guys so much for subscribing to us and following along. We have a lot of fun with talking about this, right? Like, we just love to talk about all things One Piece. And I wanted to do like a little question and answer thing, see how much Jimmy actually did remember about Whole Cake Island and about some of the characters. Let me just ask a couple of questions. So, do you know how old Luffy is?
Luffy
At Whole Cake Island.
at Whole Cake Island, he is, I would say 19, right?
Yes. Bing, ding, 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 ding. All right, so I'm going to give you this really cool Brooke sticker.
Oh, that's so
Brooke sticker
cute.
for Jimmy.
Very cute Brooke sticker.
All right, so here's another really great question. Who is the tallest Charlotte kid?
Tallest Charlotte kid? Probably Katakuri.
Wah, wah, wah.
Is it Smoothie?
It's not. It starts with a P. You get a third try and a third try only for a prize.
Because Katakuri is tall.
There's a taller Charlotte.
Are they relevant?
Yes, because she is not, she's in Whole Cake Island, but she's not necessarily on the island. There's another character from the Straw Hats that comes into play and tries to talk to Big Mom, and oh boy, this is really fun. Okay, so there's another pirate crew that's hanging out, but they're not on the island, but they do have somebody from the island, one of the moms, with them, but it's not Veggie. And she's tall. I guess if you were to measure her and
The only other Big Mom, not like a Big Mom pirate, but like a Charlotte family that's not on the island, that's a female.
yes.
All I can think of is she's a fishman too, right?
Yeah! Okay, you're on your way,
I don't remember her name, but I know she was like.
Starts with, okay, so Charlotte starts with a P.
I really.
Come on, we know the card. You know the card.
I just
you
didn't.
know the character.
I didn't care for the character.
I want to give you a treasure box gift.
I didn't really care for the character enough to remember her name.
Okay, that you got Fishman Island.
Yeah, she's a fishman. She has like these like curls, this like clover curl type hairstyle.
The audience right now is like totally like.
No, because a lot of people
yelling
just
it
don't
at you
remember her
right
name
now.
because everyone just knows her for like, oh, she's just a part of Jinbei's squad.
Okay,
It-
Charlotte
I don't remember.
All right,
Just
so
tell me.
Praline.
Praline. See, I would never.
So
remember.
I was gonna give you something for Jazzy.
You can do that later. You can do it for
So we
later.
gotta give you another shot. I've got you in mind, Jazz. Hold on. Okay, who is some of the main power behind Big Mom? Who, back in her younger day, recognized that this was somebody who was experiencing great hockey already?
The Rock Spiders.
No. Damn! He's a short dude with a pink outfit on. I think it's pink.
Talking about Peckhams?
No!
gonna say,
You get
like-
one more turn. He has a special ability that he can turn certain things into certain things with his sword.
With his sword?
Oh my gosh. And he's currently still like helping Big Mom through the whole Cake Island arc and through that whole thing. He's like the head.
Don't.
Starts with an S. I can't do
Sorry
anything
about
more
that.
than this, guys.
There's no
If
way.
you know the answer, type it down in the comments.
There's no way I'm.
It is fun. Come on.
Because I think like D.
Okay, so here's the thing in the card playing world, he's a 2K counter.
2K.
He's a yellow 2K counter.
Oh, Strusa.
Oh, Oh, Struzin! Yay! Okay, so Jazzy gets this one. Eee, Jazzy, that's for you. She's
her
gonna
little Robin
love
Jolly
it,
Roger.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of fun.
I only know Struzin as the head chef that makes the cake.
Yeah, well, apparently when Charlotte was little, he was somewhere nearby and like
okay.
said, "Hey, don't cry, little one," or whatever. I got you.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was doing when he did that because he was, wanting to be powerful as well and conquer the world and make his own dreams come true. It's how the whole circle of life and story goes. But Whole Cake Island is definitely worth watching. It's a lot of fun. I got another question for you. Let's see if there's anything else in the box that I can pass your way. Okay, so Charlotte Katakuri.
Right.
Do you know what the rumor is as to who is his dad? Do you know his dad or who the rumor is
No,
of his
I've
dad?
never looked into that.
Damn.
I never actually looked into that. I just liked Katakuri as a character. I just didn't really
Okay, so
wanted to.
according
look
to some of the trivia questions that I looked up, it's Kaido. Does that make sense at all?
It could make sense, but the thing is, it's trying to think, just because I guess when you're thinking about Big Mom's goal to
Right.
have a kid of every race,
Yeah, because she's built this whole cake island so that the whole of all races and people can come
she's
together.
missing like one race, and it's not Kaido's race, because Kaido's like a ogre.
I know who the race is. Is this a question for me? Is this trivia for me, or do you know who it is?
I don't know who it is. I'm just saying Kaido's.
No, I'm saying, do you know the name of the race that is not inclusive of Whole Cake Island?
Oh, yeah. It's the Giants.
The Giants! Yay! Dun 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 dun! Alright, so I have these really cool Reiju
Reiju
covers. A couple of Reiju covers, 10, in case you want to use them for, a Reiju deck or another deck. There's 10 of them. Or if you want to pass those along to our girl Jazzy, because maybe she wants to. I didn't have any Nico Robin ones. Sorry, Jazz.
Got some glare in the window.
That's okay. We've got lots more stuff in the box. But I'm almost out of questions, so here's a really easy one for you. Whole Cake Island. There were some fishmen in there. There was some Water 7. And there was a lot of heavy blue cards in here that supported one of the leaders, one of my favorite leaders. Who is the leader that these cards really support in a deck?
It was Nami.
Yay, Nami! Yay! Okay, so for that one, we're gonna pass along some more sleeves. These are the Sanji Zoro.
sleeves.
So I know that Sanji is true. Do you have any of these sleeves in your collection?
I don't have any of these sleeves. I do
Okay.
have these sleeves.
Oh, okay. Well, now you have more.
Yeah, I'll just.
Okay, we didn't have the stickers though.
I didn't have the stickers. No.
Okay, all right. And then just as a thank you for being on the show, just to say I really do appreciate it. I have a couple more cards in here that I wanted to say thank you with. So here's one that I signed that's got Brook in Japanese and Fra no Suki, and it says thank you OP Keeper, since you're a One Piece Keeper friend that I want to keep and continue to have back on the show. And this is a Kabag card. It's the Wanted Brook,
Too much glare.
which is cool for your collection
That's how it is for like pennies.
as well. And then this
there's no
is
sleeve on this.
probably one that you have already, but this is a really cool Sanji card. I know that it's your favorite. It's an STO1. You never know when you have to go back in time and reference one of these. So the starter deck 01, kind of like this one, except it's a red box, which was Monkey D. Luffy as a leader, came with some of these cards. So this is the very first one, and there you go. You can add that to your collection. Do you have that one as well?
I probably do somewhere.
Somewhere in the mass of all of your stuff.
I'm very bad at.
There you go.
I'm very bad at keeping track of all my old cards. I may have lost like at least $60 worth of cards
Oh my
nowadays.
gosh. That
Like my
hurts.
queens.
Oh, the queens.
I think I lost like one queen.
Oh,
So I'm sitting there with like just 5 instead of 6.
snap.
And I'm just like, well, I have a playset still.
True.
I feel bad that like, what was it? Like it's a $40 card.
Yep. So we're gonna open up this box together. We're gonna just cut right into that. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Wanted to just say thank you again to the Starters Card Breaks on TikTok. If you're out there following along with all the people that help us out and sponsor us as we go along, this did come from their card space. And also to Dumb Healthy. We'll be putting the link up there for you for my delicious coffee, which I basically live on. Love it. It's really good. Go check out their web space as well. And again, shout out to all my local peeps at Treasure Coast Magic and at We Have Issues and Sky High, and now Pro Play Games is part of my community, as well as Guildhall, all the people there in Coconut Creek. I love being on the Treasure Coast, collecting treasure. Thank you guys so much. Continue to subscribe, continue to follow, continue to comment, and stay tuned because we're going to unbox together OP03. And we're looking for the
Manga Soga King?
Manga Soga King. Do you know how much that card is worth right now in Japanese?
In Japanese,
TCG Republic, if we were to look it up.
if it was like what it says online, it's an $1,000 card, but I don't think it's an $1,000 card.
It's still set 3. We're moving super fast into 07 and 08. I think these are going to go vintage a lot sooner than we thought they were. They're already climbing up in value from where they originally were. Even just basic cards out of here, I didn't see anything on there that was like less than $2 or $3.
True.
So here we go, guys. Stay tuned. One Piece, one love, One Piece.
Patreon.
Oh, that's right. Stay tuned as well, because I'm going to be starting up a Patreon account. So if you want to keep our videos going, if you want to keep helping us, supporting us, sponsoring us like we have here, we would love to have you be a part of it. I'm going to be doing some behind the scenes videos and start to communicate with all of you guys that join in on the monthly basis subscription to it and support of the One Piece of me. I'm going to be showing you videos of behind the scenes moments of my life. Moments of being just, part of a family, part of my local friends group, additional things, behind the scenes things that we're not putting on either YouTube or TikTok, any bloopers or moments like that, anything special that I want to share with you in the music business. It may also be just some new songs that I'm writing or, want your feedback on. So I'll be sharing all of that stuff as extra special bonus to you. So continue to follow along with that, and I hope that you join our community.